1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. 3 names have been proposed to elect Sri Lanka's new president. The voting for the presidency will begin at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Supreme Court rejects petition challenging Ranil Wickremesinghe's appointment as MP. Measures will be taken to distribute fertilizer speedily. It has been stressed that a far-sighted and intelligent leader should be appointed as the new president. Foreign news: ferocious European heat heads north. News in detail. Accepting of nominations to elect a new successive president has commenced this morning in Parliament. Speaker Mahinda Abeyewardene said that General Secretary of the Parliament Dhammika Dasnayaka will act as an electoral officer of the voting. The opposition leader Sajith Premadasa proposed parliamentarian Dallas Alha-Peruma, and it was seconded by Professor G.L. Peris. Thereafter, parliamentarian Dinesh Gunawardena proposed the name of Ranil Wickremesinghe, and it was seconded by parliamentarian Manusha Ranayakara. Meanwhile, parliamentarian Vijitha Herath named parliamentarian Anurakumara Disanayaka, and it was seconded by parliamentarian Dr. Harini Amarasuriya. The General Secretary informed the Parliament that voting will be conducted at 10 a.m. tomorrow. The Supreme Court has dismissed a fundamental rights petition filed seeking an order to invalidate the appointment of Ranil Wickremesinghe as a Member of Parliament. The decision was delivered today by a judge bench comprising Justices Gamini Amarasekara, Shiran Gunratna and Janak De Silva. Announcing the decision, the bench noted that the petition was rejected by accepting the objections presented by the counsels who appeared for the respondent. The petition had been filed by the attorney-at-law Nagananda Kodituakku. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Minister Mahinda Amravira says that a special program has been implemented for farmer communities. Distribution of urea fertilizer has already commenced. He further stated measures have been taken to provide high-quality fertilizer to the farmers. Participating in the Swarati program of the SLBC this morning, he said speedy measures will be taken to distribute fertilizer due to the fuel crisis. There will be no need to import rice for the forthcoming Maha season. Parliamentarian Dr. Vijayadasa Rajapaksa says that a far-sighted, intelligent and mature leader should be elected as the president of the country at this juncture. He made this remark at a media conference at the parliamentary premises today. He also pointed out that the new president to be elected should have foreign relationships, which is important. Parliamentarian of the Samagi Janabalawega Tissa Attanayaka says that his party will act to fulfill the people's aspirations. He also pointed out that a speedy joint program is needed to fulfill the public aspirations. Parliamentarian Vijitha Herath said that they will respect the public mandate. The Central Committee meeting of the SLFP will meet at 4 p.m. this evening. Future actions of the party are to be discussed. And that ends local news for now.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The National Transport Commission says that bus fares will be reduced by 2.23% with effect from midnight today, in line with the recent fuel price reduction. Accordingly, the minimum bus fare will move down to 38 rupees. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
In Watchlight this afternoon, the people living in the coastal areas say that many types of disposals are being released to the rivers, canals and to the sea by the tourist hotels and factories at the southern coastal belt. They pointed out that many environmental hazards have been caused due to this reason. People of the area have requested the Coast Conservation Department to take speedy measures to control this situation. And that was Watchlight. Moving on to a bulletin of world news. In the headlines, ferocious European heat heads north. The US President meets Turkish counterpart to discuss grain exports from Ukraine. Vienna talks on banning nuclear weapons come at critical juncture. World news in detail. Western Europe faces more sweltering temperatures today as a ferocious heatwave heads north. In France and the UK, extreme heat warnings were issued, while northern Spain recorded temperatures of 43 degrees Celsius yesterday. Wildfires in France, Portugal, Spain and Greece have forced thousands of people to evacuate their homes. The UK is expected to see its hottest day ever, and experts say parts of France face a heat apocalypse. And several parts of France saw their hottest ever days, with the western city, Nantes, recording 42 degrees Celsius, the National Weather Office said. Russian President Vladimir Putin is expected to meet his Turkish counterpart Recep Tayyip Erdogan today during his trip to Iran to discuss the resumption of grain exports from Ukraine. The meeting comes as Ukraine, the world's fifth largest exporter of wheat, remains unable to ship grains from its southern ports across the Black Sea because of a Russian blockade. Ukrainian farmers are becoming increasingly concerned as they have already begun harvesting wheat. Turkey and the United Nations are mediating talks between Russia and Ukraine to facilitate the resumption of exports of Ukrainian wheat and other farm producers as worries over global food crisis grows. The first meeting of state parties to the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons was held from June 21st to the June 23rd in Vienna. The talks came as Russia's invasion of Ukraine raises genuine fears of a country pushing the dreaded button in act of aggression for the first time since the end of Cold War. NHK covered all the major developments. The Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons entered into force in January last year. So far, it has been ratified by more than 60 states, but no countries that possess nuclear weapons or are protected by a nuclear umbrella, including Japan, are among them. Back to the headlines of the world news. Ferocious European heat heads north. The US President meets Turkish counterpart to discuss grain exports from Ukraine. Vienna talks on banning nuclear weapons come at critical juncture. And that was world news, and moving on to development news. 12 rural roads in the Badulla district will be developed. 6.4 million rupees will be spent for the project. District Secretary Damayanti Paranagama said that it includes 7 water supply schemes and 3.4 million rupees have been spent in this regard. And that was development news.
Sports news is brought to you by
Sampath Bank. We present your future.
Sports news. England all-rounder Ben Stokes on Monday announced his retirement from one-day internationals. In an extensive statement, he said that England's game on Tuesday against South Africa will be his last game in the 50-over format. Still on cricket, today is the 4th day of the first test match being played between the visiting Pakistan team and the Sri Lanka team at the Galle International Stadium. Sri Lanka team scored 222 runs and 337 runs in their first and second innings. Pakistan team scored 218 runs in their first innings and was on 68 runs for no loss when the match was halted for lunch today. That was sports news.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
GRI has completed phase 2 of its $100 million production capacity gradation investment for its specialty tire facility in Sri Lanka. With phase 2 complete, production capacity will be increased by almost 100% from present capacity to provide an output of 60 tons per day. It will support the increase in demand experienced for the company's agriculture tire category that was launched in 2018 across key markets, primarily in the USA, Europe and Australia. And that was business news.
Business News, sponsored by
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Economic news, courtesy of
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
The Ministry of Plantation has taken measures to develop cinnamon, tea and coconut cultivation in the Galle district. The objective of this move is to strengthen the export-oriented economy. Facilities of modern technology will also be provided to enhance the harvest. 4.2 million rupees will be spent in this regard. And that was economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
In the weather report, the Met Department says that several spells of showers will occur in the western, Sablagamo and northwestern provinces and in the Nuwara Eliya, Kandy, Galle and Matra districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the Uva, eastern and north central provinces and in the Mullaitivu district during the afternoon or night. Strong winds about 40 to 50 kilometers per hour can be expected at times in the southern province. That was the weather report, and to end this news broadcast, the headlines once again. 3 names have been proposed to elect Sri Lanka's new president. The voting for the presidency will begin at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Supreme Court rejects petition challenging Ranil Wickremesinghe's appointment as MP. Measures will be taken to distribute fertilizer speedily. It has been stressed that a far-sighted and intelligent leader should be appointed as the new president. Foreign news, ferocious European heat heads north. And with that, we end this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.